Hello Pisces, welcome back. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Lucy. So this is going to be an ancestor reading for the sign of Pisces, whether you have it in your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Jupiter, strongly in your chart. If you are returning, you know I always pull a couple cards just to kind of get into the energy before we pull cards on cam together. So we've got the Knight here. I'm using the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray, if anyone is interested. I love these cards. We've got the Knight here, and it says, be brave and honest. If you look at him, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but he's actually got like a teardrop on his cheek. And just the imagery on this card really feels powerful to me. He's got those roses behind him. He's got his chainmail on underneath his cloak. And he's holding that sword of truth and honesty right in front of his heart. And he looks very calm, very serene, right? Very peaceful. And this card to me was talking about love for what you stand for, making choices that honor who you are, honor your feelings. It talks about strength and courage to make these decisions, to stand in your truth, and to be brave in that way. And like I said, there's that chainmail underneath his cloak here, so there is this sense of, even though his sword is not up, he has this protection. His eyes are closed. He knows he's protected, right? There's this chainmail on him, even though someone may not see that at first glance. And there's also, you don't have to be religious in any way, but he's got the cross on his sword, right? And that was like really standing out in regards to like devotion to something. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? And if you're not willing to stand up for what you believe, for your ideals, for your own moral code, then who's going to? Because not everybody is willing to do that, right? Not everybody has the bravery, the strength, the courage, the peace within to feel like it's okay to stand up for their own ideals or their beliefs. We have the snake here, which says shedding old skin. And this reminds me of like Kundalini energy, like Kundalini rising, like this snake is uncoiling. But shedding an old skin, right? Like snakes shed their skin. And it reveals this like soft underbelly, this tender skin underneath, right? Which can be very sensitive. I feel like Pisces, you've worked through old stories and self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated throughout your life, and you are shedding the skin of that. You're moving beyond the limitations caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others or past experiences. And this may, like, I feel like you're having a heart chakra awakening. As I want to go straight to this card, we've got the Heart Guardian. So this is this is an angel card in this deck, and it says love and let yourself be loved. So the heart is really magnified in this reading. You've got two cards here where I feel like there's this heart over her heart, and she is the heart guardian. And then there's this sword that he's holding over his heart, and both of his clutched fists. There's something about like like you think about Pisces. Pisces is the only water sign that doesn't necessarily come along with armor, right? Like Cancer. Cancer is the crab. They have their shell. Scorpions have that stinger on the end of their tail. or is it called a tail? Scorpions have a stinger, right? And Pisces strength can be, you know, avoidance, or, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like they can usually, I mean, if you look at Pisces, it's two fish swimming in opposite directions. So there's this confusion about Pisces. It can confuse other people. So it's almost like when you think I'm gonna zig, I'm gonna zag. And that's how Pisces can like defend themselves or get out of a situation that feels uncomfortable, or like I don't want to be here, which I don't necessarily see as a bad thing. Avoidance is often trying to get free of something, right? Like we avoid things because it's something that feels like the devil kind of energy. Like it's constricting, restricting in some way, which I'm thinking of a snake like wrapping around something. It's almost like this, I hope this makes sense. It's almost like something has had your heart very guarded. And it's funny, guardian, guarded. I feel like there's this energy coming in that's like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to, you're protected. Like you're protected, and there's guidance coming in for you in matters of the heart, whether that is self-love, friendships, family, romance. You're moving beyond limiting fears about trust and knowing if it's safe to let love in. That may have been a thing in the past, like, is it safe to let love in? And that's in all forms, right? I'm not just talking romantic. And there's something about loving yourself more as well. This devotion to who you are and your beliefs, your thoughts, your ideals, your feelings. Some of you may have been feeling recently very soft-hearted. I want to say, like, things may pull at your heartstrings a little bit easier because you're going through this heart chakra awakening. So say you are scrolling through videos on YouTube and there are I'm just going to give an example of something that like pulls at my heartstrings. Like when something comes up that has to do with animals, and not always am I like, oh, I'm going to tear up watching this video. I'm just like, this is really sweet. I'm so happy that, you know, they rescued this animal, or this, you know, this animal's now in a very happy home and it's getting the love and the nurturance and all that it needs. More than enough, right? But I feel like maybe recently, like you may have been feeling like, oh my God, like just such an overflowing emotion coming from your heart. Like, oh, that is so beautiful. Like, that's the way that the world should be. Like, there should just be, you know, we should all, you know, be that gentle and that loving. And I don't know, it just feels very strongly like your spirit guides are like, or your ancestors are like, it's safe to love. Embrace situations where people want to open up with you and be vulnerable, and vice versa. And you are protected. Nothing and no one can hurt you. Whatever situations you've gone through in the past, it's almost like the phoenix rising as well, coming from this snake card. And the phoenix burns away everything that's not needed, right? And rises up with only the best intentions, the best, like everything that they've learned from that situation beforehand. They transform, they learn, and they transform. I feel like I'm not giving that justice right now. Let's get some energy cards, what your ancestors want you to know in regards to this, Pisces. All right, we have rest and rejuvenation. So this talks about relaxation, meditation, taking time to yourself. This talks about healing. This is kind of a Four of Swords to me in this deck. I feel like some of you may have been in an energy of pulling your energy back and maybe trying to find peace where you can. And that could be like going for walks in nature, or you're being guided to do this, to find more time for relaxation, to connect with your ancestors and with your spiritual team. They're like, we're swirling all around you. Some of you have been having dreams. You may have had like passed on loved ones in your dreams, or even ancestors that maybe you haven't met in this lifetime. And some of you know who they are and some of you don't. And these people, I want to say, well, they were once people, but they want to communicate with you. They want to bring peace in. We have appreciation coming through here. And this talks about choosing to be grateful for the things that are in your life, focusing on the good things, right? Like she's standing in these bushes, these bramble bushes, and there are thorns, and there are, you know, things in there that could bite her, could scratch her. And she's focused on the beauty. She's focused on what is blooming. So it's like spirit, your ancestors, they really want you to focus on what is going good in your life. Choose to be grateful for all the blessings that you have, because when you put your focus on those things, and it's interesting, just like there's so much similarity in these flowers here around on these two cards next to one another. There's something so important about your focus. Pulling your focus back in on yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you take care of yourself, the more the world around you will appreciate you and feel the same things about you. The more you choose gratitude for the things, the people, you know, whatever the good things are in your life, the more will show up for you to be grateful for. There's just something about your heart chakra and really getting into your feelings and your emotions. I feel like you've worked through so much, Pisces, and it's just like you're stepping into this new energy, which is very vibrant and abundant. More for Pisces in regards to this, please, from Pisces ancestors. Yeah, we have Epiphany, reveal your gifts. It's interesting, like Epiphany is like an aha moment, right? It's a realization. What are your gifts, Pisces? Like, what are the things to be grateful for? Whether that's, you know, like your gifts, talents, skills, and abilities that you have naturally or that you've honed, and things like that, or, you know, the things that other people bring into your life. Like, what are the things in your life to be grateful for? And open your eyes and pay attention. It feels very important. This is interesting. Okay, that's what I want from that deck. I want to pull from the Enchanted Map deck. One card for Pisces from their ancestors. What do you want them to know in regards to this spread? Yeah, we have the Wizard of Awareness. They're like epiphany, awareness, like focus. Where are you putting your focus, Pisces? Your ancestors really want you to pay attention to where your thoughts are going, where your mind is going. Is it going towards the past, or is it focused on the right here and now? And I feel like some of you are becoming very aware of the patterns of patterns. Some of you are becoming very aware of patterns. I've got protected treasure underneath the deck. I feel like you are the treasure. I'm also getting treasure chest, like literally like your chest, your heart. Your heart is, your ancestors love your heart, Pisces. Like the feelings that you have. You may have had someone when you were a child that was like, oh, Pisces, you're too emotional. You feel things too deeply or too much. And because you're so aware, like you feel things, you feel the energy of the room, you feel other people's, energies. And they want you to be very conscious of your own, right? She's got this umbrella above her head while it's raining. And it's like, it's very important for you to protect your own heart. But also feel free to be vulnerable, right? Like I feel like Spirit, there's a cleansing coming in here for you, in your heart space. Yeah, there's this bird. It's like, I'm not calling any of you like weak or delicate or, but your ancestors see you as this like, I don't know, it's just coming through very strongly that there's so much love for you and admiration. And they want to protect you because you are a sensitive soul, and they don't want you to get caught up in held back by past experiences of, human beings who maybe have hurt you, or situations that were not kind. It's like, pay attention to, know that like if you feel some kind of way or you have some thoughts, other people share that. Like you're not the only one. And it's really important for you to share your feelings and to express yourself. Like this can also be like a knight in shining armor. I feel like Pisces, you could be the knight in shining armor to another person because you are courageous and brave, and you have this inner strength to where you can, it's like you can express yourself in some kind of way that other people maybe have not felt able to do, right? Even your ancestors were not able to like, I was watching something the other day, and it might have been The Color Purple, the movie The Color Purple. It had Oprah Winfrey. Whether you like her or not, she played a black woman, and this was it may not have been The Color Purple, but I know that Oprah was in this movie, and I believe it was after slavery had ended, but this woman was out with her child, and this white woman comes up. Oprah Winfrey's character is out with her child. This white woman comes up and she says, you're very clean and well put together. I'm offering you a job as my maid. And Oprah Winfrey's character says, hell no. And she stands up to this woman, when in society that was something that you just did not do, right? And it gives you chills to watch this scene. It gave me chills. And the husband comes up of this white woman and he says, "What did you just say to my wife?" And there's this black man who's watching this scene take place. And I can't remember Oprah's name in the movie, but he's like, "No, no, no, like, do not repeat what you just said to this man." And Oprah turns to this husband and says, "I said hell no." And he backhands her. And she turns back around and she punches this white man right in the face. And I'm not saying that you need to get physical, but it's like when injustice happens, Pisces, I feel like you will not stand for it. Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are all collective signs. So we often think of Aquarius as the collective, like friendships, groups, all of that. It's like Capricorn is the collective when it comes to like ancestors and, when it comes to Earth, I want to say. And Aquarius, like that air energy, it's like friendships and groups and all of that. You, Pisces, are like the ocean. You are the collective when it comes to emotions. And like if this can happen to one person, it can happen to me. Like you can put yourself in another person's shoes very easily. There's an empathy for humanity that comes to Pisces. When you think of Pisces, there's this, I'm not just one person, but I am everyone. And that person is not just them, they are me. Like you can feel the injustice that happens to another person. You witness it. You're aware of it. And I feel like you are the knight. You are the brave, courageous person who, even this card always reminds me of Moses. Moses led his people out of the desert. He had his staff. He parted the seas. Pisces, this is powerful. And you're protected in this energy. Like, what do you want Pisces to know? Pisces ancestors. We got the Two of Pentacles here. We got the Page of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. Pisces. We have the 8 and 9 of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords. Okay. So remember what I was saying with that story about Oprah in that movie. You got the Two of Pentacles. This is like, there's this way of going about something and there's that way of going about something. And you've got the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. The Page of Cups is a very gentle way of going about something. It's like, hey, how are you doing? It's very hopeful energy. It's very playful. And then the Page of Wands is like excited, right? Like this is hopeful. This is excited. You're finding this balance is what it feels like between this like, like the fire and the water inside of you. There's something about your inner child as well. You may have, when you were younger, you may have been told, right? Like you're too emotional, or like you feel things too deeply. You may have also been told like Like you may have gotten very excited very easily, or you may have been a very curious child. You may have been somebody who, you know, wanted to have like a million different hobbies, and then maybe you would lose interest and move on to the next thing. It's like you may have been a very curious child. And I feel like that's a good thing, right? Like that's, your ancestors are saying like they want you to bring more of this back into your life, this curiosity, this open-hearted, hopeful, creative, curious, artistic kind of energy. Find some more balance in your life. Some of you have been too focused on like work and just like consistency, right? Some of you need to throw a little bit more caution to the wind. I'm not saying do anything risky. They're just saying like you can still find your abundance and be self-reliant and, you know, work towards mastering something, but then bring this playful energy into it, bring this hope into it. It's like, let's just see where this goes. Open our hearts and just kind of jump in. You've got the Knight of Swords here, which is a very ambitious kind of energy, like going after something, setting your mind on something and going after it. I feel like your spirits, your ancestors are telling you like there's something in regards to work, and this doesn't have to be like your job. Like this is something that you are putting work into, you are consistent with, you're dedicated to, you're mastering. It's going to be very abundant for you. Like you don't even see where this is going. It's about to take off very quickly. Yeah, the Ace of Wands underneath the deck, the King of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm not even holding that where you can see it. I feel like something is going to take off once you open your heart up and you don't take yourself so seriously. They're like, don't take yourself so seriously. You didn't come into this world taking yourself seriously, is what they want to say. There is something about, because I'm hearing muzzle as well. Like, there's something about like, you know, there's parents that are like, children should be seen and not heard. Or there's just something that comes back to this very childlike energy, which doesn't surprise me coming through in an ancestor reading. They're like they want you to bring this childlike energy back into your life, back into, they want you to do something that you love. This is like, do what you love, make a life out of what you love. And when you invest your heart, when you invest your heart, that's when something can really take off. I want to pull some advice and we'll wrap this up. Advice for Pisces from their ancestors. All right, we've got the Kingfisher here. It says, prosperity is flowing. Have faith that you will receive it in the perfect form. What did I just say? We've got the Loon. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. Like I said with that rest and rejuvenation, I feel like your ancestors are communicating to you in your dreams, in your meditation. And it's really important. It could be really important at this time to like keep a dream journal, keep a pen and paper next to your bed. You could have ideas coming in, or just like, it could help you to make sense of things. And try to do this as soon as you wake up, because sometimes, you know, we wake up and we think that we've got our whole dream in our head, and then boop, it's gone, right? And you've got the crane coming in here, and it says you will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity bless this union. That's really nice. All right, that is what I have for you, Pisces. I am wishing you all the best, sending you lots of love. If you liked this reading, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to join me again, I do multiple readings for Pisces every week. So if you want to hit the subscribe button, that would be great. All right, wishing you all the best. Lots of love. Bye.